Today on the channel, like a young ZZ Top, we heard it on the X with X-Force Nightcrawler and Generation X, Husk, and Marrow.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Marvel Legends X-Men unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we got Nightcrawler, we got Marrow, and we got Husk. But for all your Marvel Legends needs and a whole lot more, hit up DJC Collectibles. Use discount code 8OFFDJC to save 8% off your entire order. Gotta get a deal out there. And we got three part of the Nemesis Build-A-Figure wave here today. An old favorite in Nightcrawler, once again, slowly building a team with the X-Force team. Going to be great on the shelf with the rest of those members. And then we're diving into my childhood once again. I was all in on Generation X, of course. We remember that comic book way back in the day. I wonder what's going on with them in this day and age. They're probably still around, or they probably all got killed. Something happened to them. I'm sure a lot's changed since I was a little kid. But we're getting two classic characters there from the old Toy Biz Generation X line back in the day, which I would love to complete that team as well. It's all about these teams for me, factions and wrestling, you name it. It's always fun to get that stuff going. But it's also fun when we always say how we're going to do this review. And we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. So without further ado, ladies first, of course, and we're starting with Marrow. Marrow. Top and farther from the couch. X-Men logo down here. Of course, an X-Men wave. I'm always here for the X-Men wave. My bread and butter from when I was a kid. Marvel Legends, big window box. Got the name off to the side. Of course, Nemesis Build-A-Figure. Marrow on the side over here. Another glamour shot over here. Then on the back, you got that big cross-sell. Unboxing them all on the channel, so make sure you do subscribe. Jibber jabber down low. Of course, Nemesis Build-A-Figure. Can't wait to put him together. Got the glamour shot. Got the tail of tape. Let's see what it says about our friend Marrow. Once a member of the Morlocks, a community of outcast mutants, Marrow has the ability to manipulate bone growth. And the Morlocks, let's get the rest of them. They've been dabbling in a few here and there, but I remember her personally more from Generation X. Once again, your mileage may vary. We know how that goes as well. Packaging, see you later. Goodbye. All right, let's get down to business here. What do we got? Plastic prison. Love no twist ties here. Todd McFarlane just saying, take note. No twist ties on this one. Always nice to see that going on. Little arm action, a little hand. Got to get a little handsy with this Marrow. Her and her bones sticking out everywhere. A dangerous game. See you later. My bone sticks out from a time or two. It always hurts. Oh no, it hurts so good is what it does. But she's full of bones sticking all over the place. But we're going to dive into her. But of course, got an extra hand. Got the Nemesis arm. Going to get to that in the future. Stay tuned, of course. But let's dive into Marrow. Homage. Tomato, potato, Missouri. Oh, Todd, we can go all day long. Tariff. Oh, yeah, Todd and his tariff, so who knows. We do get the hi-ya hand over here. We're going to give a karate chop if you're not careful. And we get a fist of fury. Choose your own hand adventure once again. And then we got two gripping hands over here. Most likely going to use the gripping hands for her because she does got her bone sword. And I love a good bone sword, of course. We got two swords out of bone. Very primitive looking. Almost looks like an arrowhead or something you would find. But very cool. Got the white color to it. Very bone-like once again. So makes sense. You know, she's smuggling bones. She's making bones. She's cutting some bones. You never know what she's up to with these bones. But a good head sculpt on here. Never in a million years would I say, oh, there's Marrow. Marrow? Oh, stop. But it just one of those things where it just doesn't stick with you. But very cool and would be great for a customizer. You want to mix something around, a good female short-haired, red-haired head. You can almost pass for a Jean Grey if you really wanted it to. But it does look really, really good. Nice stoic positioning on her face. Got some beautiful green eyes there against that red. You got the two eyes, two ears, two noses. Yes, two noses. No, one nose and one mouth. Playing all those human-like hits, mutant hits maybe. Who knows? On her back, she does got all these bones sticking out. They are not removable. They're sticking out there. You got 6 of them ready to go if you need to. Even showing a little bit of that spine action there. Does wrap around into the front where we got a little bit more bone showing. Got the bare midriff on her. Very fashion forward once again, I guess. Blue and green with gold dash accents around here. Looking interesting on her outfit. Bare arms, but blue gloves. Blue gloves on her here. You do got some bones down to her knees, which looks cool. Getting the bone structure throughout on here. And then it almost looks like she's got slippers on 2 little feet there. Now her articulation is her arm's going to go all the way around. Does get in the way of her bones in the back, but the bones do look really cool. And they give her that dash of pizzazz we always want. Looks good right there. Bicep cut. Double jointed, pinless elbows. Hands back and forth, side to side. Head back and forth, side to side. Hula hoop up top. Big old marrow splits if you do need them. Legs go up. Thigh cut, double jointed, pinless knees, playing all the hits. Then you get the ankles back and forth, side to side, up and down. Usual articulation here for old Marvel Legends, but does she fit on a ringside stand? Ooh, oh, there we go. Her hole, I don't know, it's not quite deep enough. It's getting there. It's not dark yet, but it's getting there. But she needs a little bit deeper hole. I guess it'll work in a pinch. And you know what happens if you get a pinch? You'll grow an inch. That's what I've been told. But now we're diving over to Marvel's Husk. We're going back over to Generation X. And remember her, I believe, Sam Guthrie's sister, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, Cannonball from X-Force as well. New Mutants, you know all that. Looking good in the packaging here. Marvel Legends, Nemesis, Husk, X-Men. Is there another Husk? Apparently there is. And speaking of Husk, where's Tusk? I want that Toy Biz figure all these years later. Let's get him in the Legends line. On the side, a little Guthrie action right over there. And Marvel's Husk on the back, jibber jabber at the bottom. Got the cross cell. Let's see what it says about old Paige. Paige Guthrie, a mutant with the ability to morph her skin into any form, becomes a member of the X-Men, known as Husk. And it reminds me of the Berserker back in the WWF back in the day. He was saying Husk all the time. Or he was saying Hush, Hush, Husk. Yeah, you know. See you later. Goodbye. Plastic Prison. Oh my gosh. A lot going on with this one. A double Plastic Prison. We get the Nemesis body going on right here, so I'm going to stick this off to the side. Getting all those Build-A-Figures. We'll take care of that in a little bit. But there it is. There's her in her Plastic Prison. This is an interesting looking figure. This could be the sleeper of the wave. I don't know if a lot of people know Husk. I'm not exactly sure in this day and age. I'm not sure what she's up to. I've lost track of her over the years, of course. But a very interesting looking figure is what we got going on with her. So I can't wait to dive into this. There we go, up high. See you later, up over the top. There it is. And now we're diving into business here. We do get 2 extra hands. We do get the opposite of the hands she's on here. She has kind of a gripping hand and a fist. Get the exact opposite over here. So choose your own hand adventure, as we always do say. Now we get down to the heads on this one. And pretty darn cool here is you got like skin that's removing from, I guess we'll start with the second head. She's got like the skin being removed. So you can put this in her hand like she's peeling it back. You got a little bit of that cyborg silverness under there. A little half and half face, screaming and yelling because it probably hurts a little bit. Big, wild, blonde hair going on. Just very, very cool idea right here. So I do like the looks of this. Something definitely different, some like body horror type stuff. It's like a Cronenberg movie. Is that what it would be? Oh, using my film knowledge once again. But looking very, very cool. Like this head a whole lot. Probably going to display it this way. Is probably going to be my plan. Or you can go the straight way here, just a member of the Generation X team here. Let's build out that team. Where's Mondo? Can we get Mondo? Can we get the rest of the game? What was the guy with all this? I think his name was just Skin. He had like the long fingers, the phalanges maybe. We can get him in the line. There's a lot of them. Of course, Jubilee. You can make a new Jubilee for that if you needed to. Would be cool to see. Wasn't Emma Frost their leader? I think so. So there's a lot of meat on that bone. We'll have to see what happens. Speaking of Emma Frost, we got another blue-eyed, blonde-haired lady here right here, and looks pretty good here. Looking no problems there. Got the full-on bodysuit going on. You got the forearm guards. You got the belt with the X, of course. Got to rep your team. Then you got the Terry Steinbach issued shin guards. I know these are Terry Steinbach, Todd McFarlane, because I'm glad you asked. The gold color. Always. The green and gold, of course, with the A's. These are straight up Terry Steinbach all day. Very cool down into the gold shoes. But interesting is these aren't sculpted in. They're like an overlay piece over the top. So very interesting to see how that goes. But she's got the Terry Steinbach shin guards on. A lot of us never forget 1989 for sure. The A's, Oakland A's, World Series champions. Got the X logos on the palm, part of the protection there, looking good. Some shoulder guards over the top. Once again, not totally far removed from the 80s where you had to wear the shoulder pads. She's got a little bit of that going on. Arms all the way around. Bicep cut. Double jointed pinless elbows. Hands removable, back force, side to side. Head removable, back force, side to side. A little bit limiting with that long blonde hair there. hula hoop up top, plus the big old splits for Paige Guthrie. Wonder if she ever took a ride with Sam. Did Sam ever take her around as Cannonball? Who knows? Leg goes up for the big boot, thigh cut, double jointed pinless knees, ankles, back force, side to side, up and down. All the usual articulation right here, and she even has a little medallion there, necklace, with the X logo. So she's definitely heard it on the X like a young ZZ Top, no doubt about it. And she also fits her hole a lot deeper than Marrow's. Fitting good right there on the stand. I'm here for this, but I think I got to go with that second head. There's so much more pizzazz, so much more personality there. Gonna have to go down that road. There's no doubt about it. But now we're gonna finish it off with an all-time favorite of many out there, Nightcrawler. Of course, as we've said, yes, Todd, named after the Judas Priest song. I don't care if that Judas Priest song came out in 1991. They named it after Judas Priest. That's where it's going in my head. I don't care if Nightcrawler predates it. It was named after Judas Priest, and that's the end of the story. End of the story. But there it is, old Nightcrawler doing Nightcrawler things. Two heads with Nightcrawler as well. Nemesis pieces, X-Men, Marvel Legends, Nemesis, Nightcrawler, Nightcrawler on the side, Nightcrawler on the side. Then on the back, of course, got the cross sail, got the tail of the tape, got the blurb, got the jibber and the jabber down low. Let's see what it says about our friend Nightcrawler, a favorite mutant, of course. I always think of him as a member of Excalibur, though. When I was heavy reading, he was an Excalibur member with Captain Britain and the gang. But Nightcrawler, the teleporting mutant Nightcrawler, joins forces with the X-Force team in order to hunt down his enemies. And it's like the Dark X-Force was a different take on X-Force as well. I'm here for it, though. I'm here for it. Nightcrawler looking good. And, of course, got to get these repaints. Got to get the most out of your molds. We've had a few Nightcrawlers recently. See you later. I think the last Nightcrawler we had was part of the animated series. Am I mistaken on that? X-Men 97? Or was it... maybe not even X-Men 97. It might have been just the animated series, Marvel, Hasbro Pulse exclusive. I think that might have been the case there. Got some Nemesis Build-A-Figure parts in there. Of course, got Nightcrawler. Let's pull it out. There it goes. No twist ties. Make note of that, Todd McFarlane. No twist ties here. Think of all the money they're saving without these twist ties. A little bit of tape goes a long way, I do say. Get the head out there. Come on. Add that to my Nemesis Build-A-Figure pile. That's what we're going to do. Plastic. See you later. Up high. Goodbye. All right. Let's get down to Nightcrawler business. And we're going to dive in. So we get two gripping hands, or two kind of splayed out hands out of the package. He does come with two Fists of Fury and a very, very tight gripping hand here. Looking good. Got the gloved hands going on. Got the very swashbuckling sword right here. Looks like something one of the Three Musketeers might have back in the day. Looking pretty good here. Nice silver blade across the top. I'm here for that as well. And now we're diving into old Nightcrawler. We're diving into the head sculpts here. We got a very plain Jane head sculpt, very stoic out of the package. Got a little dash of color with red. Got the yellow eyes. Got a stoic face. Got those two ears akin to an elf. Yes, an elf. Got the spiky hairdo in black. Got a little blue highlights in that black hair as well. But the blue skin tone color, that's the hallmark of Nightcrawler. That's what you need with a Nightcrawler. Now the second head, the one I'm probably going to use, he's a little bit fired up. He's getting extreme with X-Force, of course. Got the fangs showing, got the little tongue showing. Everybody wants to see a little tongue from time to time. And then he's got those fiery red eyes. So I'm going with this one. My X-Men team, they're just like a bunch of just crazy vigilantes. Like the Punisher times 8 is what they are for me. So I'm going to add this one here. Give him all kinds of extra personality on the shelf. But besides that, we're getting down to some Nightcrawler business we've had before. I guess start with the tail here. You get the tail that does go around for us. No bendy wire in this tail, though. So there's no bendy. It is bendable, but it doesn't have the official bendy wire in it. But he does got his tail, another key factor of Nightcrawler, of course. We've seen this body in the past. Once again, got those high shoulder guards. It's like the 80s there. Got to have those shoulder pads going on. Got the black vest over the top. Got the X logo there for X-Force, of course. Got the gray bodysuit throughout with the black highlights. Got the white gloves into the forearms as well. Then you got the white down to the shoes, boots, socks. Not exactly sure what you want to call them. Then he's got the 2 toes in the front, 1 toe in the back. Classic Nightcrawler with the 3 toes, of course. Also has the 3 fingers, as I mentioned earlier. Arm does go all the way around, a little bit limiting by that shoulder guard that doesn't move out of the way. You do get butterfly shoulders in there, though. Bicep cut, double jointed, pinless elbows, playing all the hits right there. Hands back and forth, side to side. Head back and forth, side to side, up and down. Nice tight ab crunch there. Feeling really, really good. Real smooth. Waist articulation, a little loose, but not terrible. Leg goes up right there for the boot. Thigh cut, double jointed, pinless knees. No boot cut, but you do get the ankles back and forth, side to side. Definitely a different version of old Kurt Wagner right here, Nightcrawler. I always like the traditional, but I can get around this. I wouldn't be opposed to reading this era of X-Force as well. I like the idea of Wolverine, and I think Deadpool was in there. I'm sure Cable was involved. Nightcrawler. Was it Agent X? There was a few other ones in there. Phantom or something like that. Was he a member of that? But we got a few cool members. Kind of fits on a stand, not quite deep enough to make it work. But I like the idea of this X-Force team. It's just a cool idea from what I've read on the back of packagings, some recaps of some things. Just something I wouldn't mind diving a little deeper into. So maybe I will do that in the future. I did grab a different version of Nightcrawler. Like I said, we've had a few over the last couple of years. This one, very different, but at the same time, very similar. Obviously, got to get the most out of your molds. Love the different head sculpts, though. That's for sure. That's one thing that definitely does set it off differently. But they're going to be on totally different shelves. That's the nice thing about some of these different toy lines and different sub-teams. You know what? You got two regular Nightcrawlers. You put one with the X-Men. You put one with Excalibur. This one goes with X-Force. There's different uses for different ones. Same thing with Wolverine. That one gets a little bit tougher, but you get all the different teams you can add him to. You know, throw one with an Alpha Flight. Maybe he's visiting Spider-Man's world. You know, I have Wolverines all over the place in my collection, and that's kind of what I'm going to do to a lesser extent with this Nightcrawler here. But not a bad day at the office. 2 new figures for the shelf. A worthy repaint here with Nightcrawler. Not too bad if these ones are your thing. So very fun to get these as we're diving through the Nemesis Build-A-Figure wave across the board. So let me know your thoughts, though, in the comments down below on these 3. Which ones are you picking up? Are you picking up any? You passed on all of them? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like this video. Of course, always helps the channel. Subscribe to both my YouTube channels. Don't forget YouTube channel memberships and Patreon for early access to all the videos here, plus bonus content and your best way to support the channel. You can also support the channel by picking up my brand new book, The Complete Guide to the ECW Original San Francisco Toy Makers Toy Line. It is available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, hardcover, softcover. You can also order copies through me. I can autograph them, do whatever you want if that is your thing as well. Check out my brand new podcast every single Tuesday, wherever podcasts are found. It is The Kyle Peterson Show. You can also get the video cast, of course, over there on YouTube, where you're watching this right now. How about my wife and I break it all down every single Tuesday? Off the rails more times than not, of course, over there. And then you can hit me up on social media, SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and now the Kyle Peterson Show at gmail.com. So for a little X-Men Marvel Legends, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?
We're going to the end of the line.